Hi there, Leo. Welcome to your end of April 2025 General Tarot Update. It's Raina here. I paused. That's why there was like a little bit of a dead air there because it says, it was like the timer for the video, and it says 55 minutes 56 seconds. I think that what that means is that my memory is almost full. So I definitely am not going to go on for 55 minutes, so we should be good here. Okay, if this next card is reversed, then I'm going to do this. Okay, it's not. I have a rule: 3 reverse cards in a row, then I do not do the reading. Okay, alrighty then. Let's see. What's that first card? Knight of Pentacles. Okay. All right. So the first card, I'm going to hold it upright. Not that you're going to be able to see. It's going to be self-explanatory with a stag. Son of Pentacles is Knight of Pentacles and other decks. By the way, this is the Wild and Unknown Tarot deck. And, this is a deck that is, I love this deck. I love the artistry of this deck. But the one thing is, if you're a beginner, you have to really know what each card represents by heart. And it's for beginners, usually there's going to be those cards that you forget. And this doesn't lend itself necessarily to making connections with the meaning of the cards. And of course, there are many different meanings, and I think, what I think is why they have it like this too, is so that you can impose your own meaning on it, because that's what they say to do actually with the cards, is to kind of put your own because it's kind of like an intuitive thing. It's not just about by the book. I do things pretty much by the book myself, maybe because tarot isn't something that I started out with. I started out with astrology, and so it's something that I'm kind of like more literal about. But anyway, this card, the Son of Pentacles, is the Knight of Pentacles, which is a card about the work ethic and being very industrious in what it is that you're doing. So when it's reversed, it's talking about this lack thereof. So the person who is slacker, slacking off. Now, Leo is known for being very almost like a workaholic. So it might not be you. It might be somebody that you're dealing with. Maybe it's a coworker. Maybe it's an employee. But it can be the somebody who is an earth sign, a male, maybe on the younger side, or maybe this person is more immature and they're not. I would say this person is like a slacker. If you're involved with this person, I'm using the male female dynamic because that's what I'm familiar with in life, and I think it really lends itself to a lot of these descriptions where with a Leo, if you're a woman and you are with a man, maybe he's even younger than you, doesn't have to be, maybe he's just kind of like more immature, and you're the one who feels like you're taking on this adult role and you're kind of paying the bills. But it's not just about paying the bills. Leo is a very generous sign, and so you might find yourself embroiled in these types of situations in your love life because, and for the woman, it presents a specific challenge. I think it's so weird because I'm speaking from the Generation X perspective, which is more of the traditional dynamic. The younger, younger women, you might actually, it just might be the way that it is that the woman is always kind of leading the man in a sense, because the men have kind of been, I feel like the younger men have been marginalized by society and demonized. So, and the women have been, I think, in a lot of cases, given preferential treatment. I hate to say it, but I think that's true. And so you might have men that they need that kind of guidance that they haven't gotten. Maybe they didn't have a father in their life or somebody that could help them. So it's not to say that somebody is a lost cause or that they're just lazy or anything like that. It can simply be that they have developed this dysfunctional behavior due to certain circumstances, and you may be trying to help them, or you just want to have them in your life. If this is a sexual attraction, you may be like really smitten with them on that level, but frustrated with them that they can't get their material act together. So it could be a situation like that. In the past position, and this is, we have here the Ten of Pentacles. This is a card of inheritances, but it can also be big money. So it's reversed, so there's something that is impeding that. Maybe this is on your end. Maybe the Knight of Pentacles is you slacking off for some reason too. Maybe there was an economic downturn that prevented you from being able to capitalize on something that you had in the past. I don't know. Also, I would say too, any kind of shared resources, inheritances that haven't gone your way, that maybe this Knight of Pentacles individual in reverse have been thwarting it. So we're talking about the signs. If this is aligning with the earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, and that person may be trying to get something for nothing, and somehow you're in the midst of all of that. Actually, it's funny because your eighth house, which is where the shared resources house, that is Pisces, and there is so much energy in Pisces. So I wouldn't be surprised if something to do with shared resources part of it. Now, another thing too is, I would say even whatchamacallit, if you're getting like a divorce and there is this money, maybe you're the one that has to pay up, and this other person is, it's like the other person's like taking you to the cleaners or something like that. So it could be, and they don't want to work, but somehow they're able to finagle that. I don't know. It could be something along those lines. The higher message is the Three of Swords. This really, the higher message is really like, what is this really about? We can talk about the actual material things that are going on, but on a higher level, what is really happening? And the Three of Swords is a card about rejection. So to give the example of a divorce, and I used this example in another reading from this series, when I was talking about the War of the Roses, and I was saying, oh gosh, how that was supposed to be a black comedy, and to me it was like a horror movie, because to me it's so horrifying to have people fight over money. I think that's so undignified, and so it's so hurtful, because it's reducing, the relationship to just like, okay, what can I get from it? But sometimes people engage in that kind of behavior because they don't want to face the real emotional sting of the fact that they feel the sense of rejection from from the situation, like getting divorced, or even like with an inheritance. Maybe there are two families involved, like you had a parent who married twice and gave more money to the second family. And that kind of thing, it's easier to hyper focus on the money than to really think about, wow, what does this say about my relationship with that parent? And, you know, really at the end of the day, it doesn't say anything. Sometimes in those cases, that parent felt pressured by by their spouse who isn't related to you, and they might have done it for that reason because they didn't want to lose that person. So you don't have to make it about anything like this. It's the story that you tell about what happened, that really matters. Oh, look what we have here as the challenge card. Okay. Well, as soon as I saw mother, see this deck, instead of saying queen, they say mother, the mother of cups. And this can be that person who is, maybe it is a mother-in-law, maybe it is the stepmother or something like that. And this person is not balanced. They might not be fair. They might be doing something that is going against you. But it's also a card of your intuition. So it could be suggesting that you are placing faith in somebody who isn't really trustworthy or living up to their end of things, and this is going to create the situation more than anything else. And no wonder, now I see why I got this Ace of Swords. I thought there might be something along this line. Oh, you know what? I didn't realize it. This is your card, Leo. So what's coming in is a strength card. This is you gaining confidence, but it's not. It's so funny because really what I have come to see with the strength card is somebody who's been put through the ringer, and they have to kind of rise to the occasion, because it's easy to give up. It's easy to just kind of say, screw it all. This situation is a lost cause, when actually it could be simply that you need to tap into your Leo, what we call superpowers, and be able to, I would say, endure. That was a word that came into my mind. And I think that a lot of Leos have that capacity. You're a fixed sign, and so you have the ability to kind of hang in there when you need to and make things happen when the time is right. But the nice thing about Leo is that you have the patience to kind of wait for the alignment. And the outcome is the Ace of Swords, which is that it's funny, that, I don't know what they call it. Is it called Caudicus or something? The thing, the AMA uses it, but they actually took it from, it's the Kundalini and the spine. The snake represents the Kundalini energy, and the whatever, this is the sword, but the symbol for the medical association is the spine. That's actually the spine. So, and then you have these lightning bolts, which are kind of like the revelations, because the Ace of Swords is about cutting through illusion and being able to see the truth for what it is. And that's what, when I got that card, I was like, okay, well, there must be something going on where the person, the Leo individual, is not really seeing, maybe they're in denial over something, maybe over someone. And they need to, and this could be denial too. It's like you're not tuning into your intuition. And the Ace of Swords is like you're tuning into it, and then you can move forward in a new direction, because aces are new beginnings, and you can only do that. You can only take action, or to me, you should only take action when you really have a clear intention or vision about what this is all about. And then you're able to do so in a very decisive manner, rather than it kind of fumbling in the dark, in other words. Okay, that's what I have for you, Leo. I hope that this resonated. If you would like a private reading. I do astrological readings, tarot readings, and I do combination readings. I have some package deals that combine the tarot and astrology. You can find out more information at the link below. Thanks for watching. Bye.